We got to talk some boxing too. It's going to be a fun night. Thank God for Riyadh season. And, it's funny, they came about for, a bad reason, right? Like the Saudi monarchy has done some things that a little bit untoward. The civilized world doesn't like that, although Donald Trump doesn't care. You can murder whoever you want as far as he's concerned. But listen, man, I am glad they're in the fight game because they're raising all ships. And if it wasn't for the UFC showing what the fight game could be, there wouldn't be the Saudis in here now taking boxing over and making it all it could be. That's what Al Heyman saw in PBC. And what Al Heyman saw is he doesn't have the pockets for it. Do the Saudis? It looks like they do, man. So, listen, most of the fights I have no comment. I'm looking forward to seeing Abdullah Mason. In fact, he's on now. I'm going to go check him out. He's the next hero of boxing, next face of boxing, supposedly Cleveland, Ohio. Ohio boxing rules. We'll see how he does against a European fighter. Bam Rodriguez, I think he's in the co-main. We'll see how he goes. And of course, Devin Haney versus Norman. I don't know if it's a fight Haney deserves, but he's got it. I'm rooting for Norman, but I'd like to see Haney win too, man. I lived in San Francisco for a lot of years. I got nothing but love for Devin and the boys, but Norman is the guy that I think's on the rise. What I really want to talk about on this card is David Benevidez versus Anthony Yarde. Now, Anthony Yarde doesn't mean anything to me, but I saw him fight Beterbiev. And what I can tell you about watching him fight Beterbiev, his boxing is terrible, right? But guess what? When you got enough power and natural talent and whatever the things God gave you, the strength, the power, the speed and all that, it doesn't matter how good or bad you are, right? Like your natural abilities take over there. And I can tell you that Yarde gave Beterbiev trouble, right? Now, that fight was not assured. This is going to be a difficult fight for David Benevidez. Now, David Benevidez has looked sucked up in his couple of light heavy fights, but listen, the weight game will eventually get you. One day you'll wake up and guess what? You can't make that weight anymore. And the difficulty in that is, when David Benavidez starts fighting cruiserweights, those guys can bang, man. So David Benavidez spent his life fighting these guys in lighter weight divisions that don't hit nearly as hard. So what's going to happen tonight? I think it's going to be a real test, man. It's going to be a test of David Benavidez boxing and whatnot. But listen, give it to Benavidez. He's passed every test he's had so far. I got no reason to believe he won't beat Yarde. But Yarde is a live underdog, man. What he did to Beterbiev shocked me. And you would think that maybe he could do the same thing to Benavidez. My assumption is Benavidez is too good a boxer, but we'll watch it all. Tune in for more on the fight.